Hi, my name is Norman. I'm a faculty in informatics and I belong to the Human-Computer Interaction Design Group. So today I'll be talking about some of my research threads, but it primarily centers around tradition and technology and authenticity. So maybe you've seen a couple YouTube videos or articles really talking about how the kind of technologies that Phil and David talked about, mobile phones, cameras, social media, have really integrated themselves into every part of our lives. And so, there's YouTube videos, there's a rapper talking about, can we autocorrect humanity? Do we now live in a narcissistic society where we're always looking at our phones of self-interest? And I'm sure you've attended public events and no one's actually paying attention to the event, they're paying attention at the event through their phones to the real event, right? So a lot of people are questioning, what role is technology having with our lives? And, there's articles talking about things like museums, and people now just look at paintings through digital photos, but this article in the New York Times is arguing that it's still good to go to the museum and actually see the brush strokes and where the painter maybe smudged his thumb or something to fix a correction there. So there's something about the real life that's still relevant. And so I think technology today, in modern era right now, really forces us to ask ourselves what it means to remain authentic. And there's questions, does technology move us away from being authentic people? And so I'm interested in answering this question, also asking what can or should we do about it, basically. So I'm just going to talk about some of the kind of groups that we study. So one approach to understanding authenticity is to focus on subcultures where they have strong traditions, mores, and values, and they've had the challenges of dealing with the encroachment of technology. So we're studying deer hunters and understanding how trail cams are changing things. So for example, now it's not just about stumbling upon a prize buck with the horns, but now you have a trail cam and now you're very systematically planning to hunt a certain buck instead. So it very changes the dynamics there. We're studying makeup practices, so how our makeup practices are changing. Now that there's tutorials online, communities online, how are girls and boys learning about that and how to do it. We've done studies on bars and mobile phones. So in a bar, you're supposed to converse with your friends, but now everyone has their mobile phone there. How is that changing the dynamic of conversation? I've done studies on video arcades. So for example, used to have a community of people that would gather in a local arcade, or for me, it was a local Safeway and people would play Street Fighter, but now everyone plays online. And so what happens to that community spirit in arcade game culture? So it's not just about understanding this, we also build things. So I'll just give a quick example. I did a study on Irish traditional musicians with a collaborator in Dublin. And we're wondering, how can we help people to get into Irish traditional music? So just very quick, people play music, they don't use sheet music. People just have a repertoire there, so you don't know what kind of tunes are being played. It's very intimidating to join in. So we built a system in a pub, so I spent a lot of time in an Irish pub. It was hard work. We rigged up a system and all these wires, we put it up on the pub here, and it basically recorded the tunes, and it was a Shazam for Irish music, and it would post the tunes on a website. And I won't give away what happened, but it was a very controversial system. And some musicians were actually boycotting the system, thinking that it would ruin tradition. And so there are a lot of things that opened up when we built a system that we hoped that would help people with their practices. So you can read the results of the paper on my website. But if you like learning about cultures, giving voice to maybe fringe communities, thinking deeply about the role of technology in today's society, trying to think about what it means to an authentic life, and maybe building things to have a real impact, please contact me. And I've worked with a lot of good students here, so I'm looking forward to working with more. Okay, thanks.